House tonight. Remain silent. Not your evening. I jest. Cougars are always welcome as guests, quiet guests, when we're doing an Angels of Sports event. But no, tonight, as Ronnie mentioned, we do have some sports legends in the house who could probably all attest to the fact that athletics, sports, the participation in, the lessons that they learn on the field from the coaches have all been very instrumental in their lives. And where they are today, I'm sure they all have learned lessons and had things that were impacted in their youth and their childhood and growing up. And I have that same story. But we've asked just one or two of them to speak tonight. I know we've had several of them in the past come up and tell you some stories. But tonight we just asked a couple to come to share their stories. So the first person I'd like to have come to the mic is a dear friend of mine. He came to the University of Washington in 1988 out of Franklin High School. A great wide receiver from the Metro League. You guys all know how great Metro is. The last state football championship to come from the Seattle Metro League was Ingram High School, but Franklin was all right too. Mario Bailey set every wide receiver record in the history of the University of Washington by the time he left in 1991. Not only was he an all Pac-10 player, he was Pac-10 Offensive Player of the Year. He was captain of the 1991 national champion Husky football team. So it's my pleasure to bring to the podium tonight Mr. Mario Bailey.
That was pretty good, man. He didn't mention his senior year that we Franklin beat Ingram High School. I'm just going to talk. I don't know, some of you guys were here last year, so you might have heard my story. But I'll make it a little briefer tonight and just talk about the impact that sports has had on my life, the life lessons and how it changed me, and kind of put it into a sense of what Angels and sports means to me. From a single family home from Seattle, went to Franklin High School. I was in an assembly actually, and I think it might have been Jacob Green came to speak to our school, and he talked about goal setting. And after that, my coach had a conversation with me about setting goals. I put the goals up on my wall, and I had 10 goals of what I wanted to accomplish when I left high school. Every morning I would wake up, I would see those goals, and I believe I conquered all of them except for maybe one. I got a full ride scholarship to the University of Washington, and when I got there, Greg, of course, was already there, and kind of went bad for me. But I needed another angel to talk to me. He was actually my high school coach. He said, hey, you don't have your goals. My mom said the same thing. You need to write your goals. Went and wrote those 10 goals, the things I wanted to accomplish before I left the University of Washington. And the same thing happened. I left there as an All-American, Pac-10 Player of the Year, national champion. And I was drafted to the Houston Oilers. I've never run those. We don't even have the Houston Oilers anymore. So, I didn't think I could make it that far, but when you set goals like that, it's crazy the things that you can accomplish if you see it every day on a daily basis. When I got to the NFL, since I didn't think I was going to make it, I pretty much stopped working hard. I stopped doing the goal things. I was making money, and I've always been one of those people that if somebody didn't push me, I was kind of half-buck with it. When you go to school and you can get A's, but you just do enough to get a B because that's what you can do. Well, that's what I did in the NFL, and I ended up playing in the NFL, the XFL, the CFL, the AFL, the LLL, and whatever else you can think of. And it's all because I didn't put the work in. A lot of people have excuses, and they'll say the coach didn't like me, or I got injured. But it was my fault. It's one of those things you have to wake up. I go around the schools and I talk to individuals and tell them that, you have an opportunity like that. You can't let it slip by. It's not like a regular job where you can go back in time or you can, you say you can go back and do anything. My legs aren't the same. I can't go back and play football. I messed up that opportunity. I ended up being an all-time leading receiver in the NFL Europe. Went to a couple championships, scored in Canada, championship in the XFL. But that's all given in half effort. When I graduated, I didn't graduate from college, so when I was done, I was totally lost and didn't know what to do. It's another time when you need one of those angels. And the coach at the University of Washington at the time was Keith Gilbertson. He's like, hey, you gotta grow up sometime. I wish you could coach here, but you need your degree to be able to coach. So I had to go back, I had to finish my degree, I had to get my first resume and figure out what real life was about. And I say all that to say this. I had a great career, on most people's terms, a great life. Now I have my own foundation, I'm working, I'm talking, giving back to the kids. What Angels in Sports does is you have those angels along the way. I would have never been able to visit Europe, play in the NFL, and do all the things I was able to do if it wasn't for somebody paying my tuition for football, for basketball, taking care of me, leading a hand. What Angels in Sports is doing now is they're giving scholarships out to kids that are underprivileged and helping them out, giving them that opportunity to do things that they could never do if they didn't get that opportunity. So I ask you all to support Angels in Sports because it's a great opportunity. You never know that one individual that you can help out that can change his life. Sports has definitely changed my life. I got to speak at the White House. I got to do a lot of good things. And I've learned a life lesson. There's no more half button it for me. And I'm giving it a full effort. And it's a great privilege to sit here and talk to you all. Thank you.